All right, gang. I want to go over a couple things here. First of all, hold on, Lee. I want to thank everybody for coming out, having a little fun here, Sweet Heat. First installment of the round, we got 40 cars tonight, so a fantastic turnout for all 21.5 two-wheel drive buggies. Yeah. The Sweet Heat series runs in a rocket round format, which most of you are familiar with. That means your single best round in qualifying will be what sorts you into the main events. We will do a resort after round one, so that way everybody's a little bit more organized. So after the first round, make sure you double check the heat sheets. You will likely be in another race. This race series is 5 races. There will be 1 drop. So of the 5 races, you can drop your single worst result. Quick little rundown of the racing format or protocol. You guys are all pretty familiar with it. You will check the heat sheet, find out which number car you are, line up on the way up to the driver's stand with that corresponding number. When you're done with racing, you'll exit to your left off the driver's stand, set your car down in the old scoring booth, that area with the green carpet on it and the little screen, and immediately go out to Marshall, which we are all pretty accustomed to. Blowing the track off, we all know how to do that. You will blow the track off the direction the track goes, and it will be in a sequential order. So number 1 blows to number 2, 2 blows to 3, 3 blows it back to 1. For the main events tonight, since it is only 21.5 two-wheel drive buggy, there will be no mixer classes to give you a break between races. We'll run through the races in the order that they go. So it'll be the D main, then the C main, then the B main, then the A main. After that main, the top 2 guys will bump up, and you will be given 2 minutes exactly to prepare your car for the next race immediately following. So if you bump from the B to the A, you got 2 minutes to whether put in your spare battery, sauce your tires, whatever you want to do, you have 2 minutes to prepare your car for the next race. All the mains are going to be 5 minutes except for the A main. The A main is going to be an 8-minute event. And as you might have noticed, I have painted the grid a little bit different. We have alternating colors on the grid. I'm going to go a little experimental with this Sweet Heat. We're going to go 2 by 2 on the blue marks. So that means we will line up in rows on every other number on the blue marks. Odd numbers will have the inside lane, even numbers on the outside. And honestly, that should be mostly everything. Does anybody have any questions regarding the format or anything at all? No? All right, cool. All right. So, again, thank you all for coming out. We're going to have a little fun, and we're going to go live at 7 p.m. with race number 1. So that means race number 5, you guys are going to be out to Marshall in about 5 minutes. So race number 1, that's going to be Andrew Schultz, Blake Landrum, Gavin Miller, Nicholas Loesch, Chris Sherwin, Adam Chidara, Dalton Castillo, and Neil Becker. You guys are going to be in race number 1, and my marshals are going to be Tricky, Stephen Key, Jonathan Bailey, Brian Yeager, Skylar Mandela, Dan Nickel, Bill Collins, and Mark Dakent. So in about less than 5, guys, we're going to go at 7 p.m. Andrew Schultz, Blake Landrum, Gavin Miller, Nick Loesch, Chris Sherwin, Adam Chidara, Dalton Castillo, and Neil Becker. All right, nice and easy settling out there. We are off and rolling. Race number 1, Sweet Heat round number 1. Watch it in front of the driver's stand. Go wide in front of the stand. These 8 drivers looking to set the tone here tonight in the highly contested Sweet Heat 21.5 Super Series held at Trackside Hobbies. Castillo coming out swinging in the first 2 laps here. Loesch, Miller, Chidara, Sherwin, Landrum, Becker, and Schultz. We're only 1 minute in and 4 minutes to go. Dalton Castillo out front, 18 flat last time by. Work together on that kids table, work together. Castillo in that pink, white, and black. Gavin Miller in the 2 spot. Miller in that pink, white, and blue. Miller dropping down now, so now it's Castillo, Loesch, Chidara, top 3. Those 3 guys all on 17-lap runs. 17 and a 5:08 for Castillo, 5:17 for Loesch, 5:18 for Chidara. So Loesch and Chidara separated by 3/10. Watch it after the kids' table. Gavin Miller in that 4 spot, 16 and a 5:08 for him, 5:13 for Sherwin, 15 for Neil, 14 for Blake, 14 for Andrew, 3:05 to go. Castillo, your early leader in this one, working his way over to kids' table now. In that white, pink, white wheels. Into the off-cammers, over to tabletops. Watch coming on the straightaway. Clear now. Castillo across the line, 18.4, 17 and a 5:15. Only guy on a 17-lap pace now. Chidara on that 2 spot, 18.4 last time by for him. His fast lap on lap number 6. 16 and a 5:01 the pace for Chidara. 0.2 for Gavin Miller. Miller just throwing down hot lap of the race. 17.8 last time by. Halfway down, halfway to go. Loesch in that 4. Sherwin, Schultz, Landrum, and Becker. Loesch throwing down an 18.1. His best lap. Watching in front of the stand. Clear. Gavin Miller going back-to-back 17.8s. Nick Loesch throwing down a 17.8. So Castillo out front, 17-lap run, but Miller and Loesch only 2 seconds behind him. Miller and Loesch separated by 3/10 right now. Loesch taking over that 2 spot last time by, up to a 17-lap pace now, 1.6 seconds off our leader of Castillo. Loesch working in the chicane in that Christmas-looking buggy. Watch coming on the straightaway. Put him on the straightaway. Go high coming on the straight. Clear now. 1:40 to go. Watching the sweeper. That was Loesch getting it wrong. Watch it after the kids' table. Nice and easy out there. 3:30 in, 1:30 to go. Watching in front of the stand. Clear now. So now it's Castillo, Miller, Loesch, Chidara, Schultz, Sherwin, Landrum, and Becker. Top 3 guys on 17-lap paces right now. Castillo, Miller, and Loesch. Those guys separated by about 3 seconds. Now Chidara taking over that 3 spot. Loesch down to the 4. Schultz in the 5. Sherwin, Landrum, and Becker. Now it's only the top 2 guys on 17-lap pace. Castillo, 17 and a 5:14. 5:16 for Miller. Separation 1.1 up front. Loesch, 16 and a 5:03. 0.2. Chidara, 0.8. Andrew Schultz, 16 and a 5:19. 15 for Sherwin. 14 for Landrum, and Becker with 50 seconds to go. Leader working around that carousel corner right now in front of the driver's stand. Double and single. That's all these 21.5s got. Little wonky over to kids' table, but he holds on. 30 seconds to go in this one. Castillo been in control the whole race. He's got 25 more seconds to hang on. 18.6 across the line. It's getting close now. Miller with a 17.8, so it's down to 9/10 up front. Castillo and Miller. Watch it after the kids' table. Second place car working on a straightaway now, also in a pink and white coming across the line. Oh, rough one for Gavin Miller. Going to give Dalton Castillo a generous amount of breathing room now. Time about to expire. It's Castillo, Miller, Loesch, Chidara, Schultz, Sherwin, Landrum, and Becker. Everybody is still live. Gavin Miller, you are the first one done. Gavin Miller done. Nicholas Loesch is done. Everybody else still going. Chris Sherwin, you're now done. If I call your name, please pull offline. Adam Chidara, done. Andrew Schultz, done. Waiting on a couple more. Waiting on Castillo. Waiting on Landrum. Waiting on Becker. There's Landrum. There's Castillo. Waiting on one more. It's Neil Becker. He's coming down the straightaway now. And that's it, all in, all done. Marshals on your blowers, please. Dalton Castillo going to set the early TQ right now. 17 and a 5.13. Gavin Miller, 16 and a 5 flat, 0.0. Loesch, 0.5. 16 and a 5.03 for Chidara. 5.15 for Schultz. Chris Sherwin, 15 and a 5.02. 15 and a 5.23 for Blake Landrum. Neil Becker, 14 and a 5.17. Ian, Todd, Bill Miller, Jeremy Anstead, Justin Broughton, Jordan Vandenplas, Todd Pfeiffer, and Tyler O'Brien. All right, guys, nice and easy out there. Work together. If a faster car comes up on you, give them a little bit of room. Tuck in and follow them. Race number 2 on the track right now. You guessed it, it's 21.5. Two-wheel drive spec buggy. These guys cycling around for lap number 1. O'Brien taking that small victory. Pfeiffer, Anstead, Filter, Miller. That's top 5. 50 seconds in, 4:10 to go. Whole lot of racing left in this one. O'Brien coming across lap 2. It's an 18-1. Hanging on to that top spot early on in this one. 17 and a 5.05 the early pace. 06 for Pfeiffer. 09 for Filter. 17 and a 5.10 for Anstead. 5.16 for Broughton. 16s for Vandenplas and Miller. 15 for Ian Lenhart. 3:45 to go. Watch it after the kids' table. Our leader getting caught up just a bit. O'Brien out front. He's in that pink and white. Last time by 17.4. O'Brien, though, going to back it up with a 20.8, going from the 1 to the 4 position. Now it's Todd Pfeiffer taking over that top spot. 17 and a 5.04 for him. Anstead in the 2 spot. 17 and a 5.09. 09 for Filter. So Anstead and Filter separated by 1/10. O'Brien, 17 and a 5, 12. 16s for Miller, Broughton, and Vandenplas. Ian Lenhart on a 15 with 2 down, 3 to go. Watch it in front of the driver's stand. Go wide in front of the stand. Clear now. Pfeiffer out front in this one. He's in that all red, working a carousel corner right now. Last time by 18.5. He's currently on a 17 and a 5.06 pace. Pfeiffer working that off-camera section on his way onto the straightaway here. Jeremy Anstead in a 2 spot. Anstead working in front of the driver's stand. He's in that maroon. A little bit of gold in there. White wheels. Halfway down, halfway to go. TOB taking over the number 2 spot now. So now it's Pfeiffer, O'Brien, Filter, Anstead. O'Brien, Filter, and Anstead all on 17 and a 5.10 right now. Broughton in that 5 spot on 16. 16 for Vandenplas, 15 for Lenhart, 14 for Miller. 2:10 to go. The battles for that number 2 spot. O'Brien in the number 2 currently. Filter in the 3. Those two separated by 1/100th, and Anstead another 100th off of them. So 3 down, 2 to go. We got a 3-way battle for the number 2 position. Todd Pfeiffer with a rough lap, going to drop him down a couple spots. Now it's TF Todd Filter to the point. Now it's Anstead to the point. So top 2 guys separated by 1/10, 1:45 to go. Filter and Pfeiffer and Anstead deadlocked here. O'Brien in the mix there as well. So top 4 cars within less than a second right now. Every time they cross the line, they're back and forth. 3:30 down, 1:30 to go. It's Filter on this lap. 17 and a 5.09.5. Pfeiffer 0.9. TF Todd Filter in that orange and white working the off camber. He's working on the back of Justin Broughton down the straightaway right now with 1:15 to go. Pfeiffer currently in that 2 spot. He's in the all red. He's going to be behind Bill the banker. Watching a chicane. It's clear now. O'Brien in the 3 in that white and pink. Anstead in the 4 in that maroon and gold. Little break to Broughton, Vandenplas, Miller, and Lenhart. 4 down, 1 to go. Todd Filter. Hot lap last time by 17.7. Backs it up with an 18.1. He's got 7/10 now on Todd Pfeiffer in the 2. 45 seconds to go in this one. Work together. Leader coming up on Ian Lenhart. Getting caught up just a bit. Leader right in front of Ian. Leader in front of Justin Broughton. That's the leader right in front of you. 35 seconds to go in this one. Filter getting caught up just a couple tenths. He's going to lose that top spot to Pfeiffer. It's 3/10 the margin up front. Top 2 guys both on 17 of 5.09. Now top 3 guys. 17 and a 5.09. Tyler O'Brien resetting hot lap at a race last time by 17.4. 10 seconds to go in this one. Finish strong. All these guys very close. Last lap's going to be absolutely critical here. Watching the chicane. Chicane. Clear. Keep going, keep going. Everybody's still live. Keep going, keep going. Everybody is still live. Ian Lenhart, you are the only one done. Racing behind you and in front of you. Please pull offline. Thank you. Bill Miller, you are done. Todd Filter, you're done. Once I call your name, please pull offline. Justin Broughton is done. Vandenplas done. Anstead done. Pfeiffer done. Waiting on one more, and that's it. All in, all done. Marshals on your blowers. Todd Pfeiffer going to take that one. 17 and a 5.08. Todd Filter, 17 and a 5.09.2. Tyler O'Brien, 0.3. 17 and a 5.13 for Anstead. 16 and a 5.07 for Broughton. 0.8 for Vandenplas. 15 for Miller. 14 for Lenhart. Just go down, check around, and turn it around here. Oops, sorry about that. Ryan Thierfelder, Mike Chesney, Elliot Castillo, Nolan Homuth, Nick Peters, Larry, and Jake Ward. All right, guys, settle in nice and easy out there. Watching a carousel, clear now. Remember, guys, faster car comes up on you, give them some room. Work together out there. Chicane. Clear now. Watch it after the off-camber. Clear now. All right, about 1 minute into this one, it's the former Sweet Heat champion out front. 17 and a 5:01, the early pace. Thierfelder in that 2 spot, 17 lap run for him. Ward in a 3 on a 17 as well. Nick Peters in that 4 spot on 16. Chesney on a 16. Elliott on 13. Nolan Homuth on 13. 120 and 340 to go in this one. Watching the chicane in and out. Clear now. That was our leader getting caught up just a bit. Larry Wright in that red, black, and white coming across the line here. 20.0. Straightaway go low on the straight. Straightaway still there. Clear. Work together out there, guys. Faster car comes up on you. Give them a little bit of room. All right, and we reset a little bit here. 155 and 305 to go. Watching the chicane. Larry Wright out front. Nick Peters in that 2. Ward, Chesney, Thierfelder, Homuth, and Castillo. .245 to go. L-Dub on the point. He's in that red, white, and black. Working on the back of the all-white right now. I believe that's Chesney. Larry on 17 and a 5:09. Nick Peters in that 2 spot. 17 and a 5:13 for him. Ward in the 3. 16 and a 5:05. 06 for Thierfelder. 15 for Chesney. 14 for Homuth. 8 for Elliot Castillo with 2:25 to go. Watch coming out of the chicane. Our leader gets it wrong. Easy, William. Gavin Miller. Step in and marshal for your daddy. Twisted his ankle. Hustle. 2:10 to go in this one. Nick Peters taking over the top spot now. He's got about 9/10 on Larry Wright in that 2 spot. They separated about 2.9 on the number 3 car at Jake Ward. Thierfelder in the 4. Chesney, Homuth, and Castillo. 1:55 to go. Watch it in front of the driver's stand. Peters coming across last time by 17.6, but Larry Wright throwing down a 17.4. Peters backing it up with a 17.8. 17 and a 5:10 is his pace. He separated 2.9 seconds over Larry Wright in that 2 spot. Ward in the 3, about 1.9 off of Larry with 1:30 to go. Then we got Thierfelder, Chesney, Homuth, and Castillo. Larry getting it wrong. That was our number 2 driver there. 1:20 to go in this one. Just let the marshal grab you. Watch it in front of the stand. Give him some room, Elliott. Excellent. 1:05 to go in this one. Peters out front. Nick Peters in that all white, I believe. I must have mistaken him for Chesney there. Him and Chesney doing a little tango right now. 50 seconds to go in this one. Peters had about a 6.5 second lead on the number 2 car, Jake Ward. That's going to be dwindled down here to about half So Peter's still hanging on to the top spot. 3.7 second gap over Jake Ward in the 2 spot. Top 2 guys both on 17-lap runs. Larry Wright in that dropping down now, so Thierfelder in the 3 spot. Larry Wright in the 4. Chesney, Homuth, and Castillo. Top 2 guys on 17-lap runs. 16s for Thierfelder and Wright. 15 for Chesney. Thank you. Homuth on 14. Elliott on a 9. 15 seconds to go. Leader working across the line. 18-6, 17, and a 5.14 to pace. Peters on a run, good enough to put him 6th overall so far. Time about to expire. Keep going until I call your name. Everybody is still live. Keep going, keep going. Ryan Thierfelder, you are the first one done. Everybody else is still live except Ryan Thierfelder. Chesney is done. Elliott Castillo is done. Homuth is done. Once I call your name, please pull offline. Waiting on a couple more. Larry Wright is done. Nick Peters done. Just waiting on one more, and his name is Jake Ward. And that's it. All in, all done. Marshals on your blowers, please. Nick Peters going to take that one. 17 and a 5.14. 17 and a 5.19 for Ward. 16 and a 5.03 for Thierfelder. 09 for Wright. 0.6. 15 and a 5.09 for Chesney. 13 for Homuth. 9 for Elliott Castillo. Lucas Lenhart. Jose. Michelle. Danny D. JT. Brian Letarte. And Leonard Dake. Race number 4 on the track right now. You guessed it, it's 21.5 Spec Buggy. We are gunning for Todd Pfeiffer, 17 and a 5.08, the current TQ right now. Watch it after the kids' table. Watch it in front of the driver's stand. Go wide in front of the stand. Clear now. Detloff coming out swinging, 17.8 out of the gate. Tenny's with a 17.8 as well. Letarte, Dake, Jose, Michelle, and Lenhart. 55 seconds in, 4:05 to go in this one. Detloff, your early leader, is in that blue and yellow with the flames. He's coming up on Lucas Lenhart. Leader on Lenhart, awesome. He will be on Jose Garay next. Danny D out front, 17 and a 5.03 to pace. 17.5 last time by across the line for Diesel. 120 and 340 to go. Tenny's in that 2 spot. 17.8 last time by for Tenny's. Separation just 8/100ths of a second up front as Tenny's lays down a new hot lap for him. 17.5. Top 2 guys both on 17 and a 5.03. Dake in that 3 spot. 17.5.11 for him. 5.16 for Brian Letarte. 17 and a 5.17 for Jose Garay. Then we got Michelle and Lucas both on 15 lap runs with 3:10 to go. Leonard doing 18.0 last time by his hot lap. A little bit of a slow lap there for Tenny. He's going to give Danny D just a little bit of breathing room. Detloff currently on 17 and a 5.03 pace, working his way through the carousel corner right now. Tenny's in that 2 spot. He's in that yellow, white, and black. Coming up on Jose if and when. Leonard Dake in that number 3 position. Dake in that dirty-looking white car, working in front of the driver's stand. Coming up on the turquoise and white. Brian Letarte in the 4 spot. Garay, Michelle, and Lucas watching the carousel. Keep it tight in the carousel. Halfway down, halfway to go. Detloff and Tenny's 1 and 2 right now. These guys got about 2.5 seconds on Leonard Dake. The separation up front between Danny and JT, only half a second. Danny D resets hot lap at a race. Last time by 17.3. Detloff working his way onto the straightaway now. Tenny's with a 17.4, so top 2 guys locked and loaded. Detloff backs it up with a 17.4. Tenny's 17.5. So top 2 guys, 17 and a 5.02 and 17 and a 5.03. 6/10 the separation up front. Diesel and Tenny's. 1:55 to go in this one. Dake trying to get in the mix here. 17.9 for him last time by. He's currently on a 17 and a 5.10 pace. He's about 4.5 seconds off the lead battle right now. Letarte, 17 and a 5.14. 16 for Jose. 16 for Lenhart and Michelle. 1:35 to go. Watch it in the carousel. Clear now. Leonard with another hot lap last time by 17.7. Watch it after the kids' table. Clear now. Leader on Lenhart. Leader on Lenhart. Awesome. $1:15 to go in this one. Leader across the line. Detloff finally blinks. It's an 18.0. Him and Tenny's now within 1/10. 1:05 to go in this one. Dake about 5 seconds off that lead battle. Little break to Jose. And then Brian Letarte. Now it's Brian Letarte, then Jose. 4 and 5. Those two separated by 0.2 of a second. 50 seconds to go in this one. Leader directly in front of you, Brian. Brian Letarte setting pace off our leader, Danny Detloff. Using that to his advantage, trying to battle Jose Garay for that number 4 spot. 40 seconds to go. Watch it in the chicane. Clear now. Detloff and Tenny's 1/10 the separation up front. Leader working through that chicane. Second place working through the chicane now. Tenny's will be on Letarte if and when. 20 seconds to go. Second place. The next car to get up on you, Brian Letarte. Watching in front of the stand. That was P3. Leonard Dake on his lid. 15 seconds to go. Top 4 guys on 17 lap runs. Watch it after triple. Clear now. 5 seconds to go. Time about to expire here. Keep going. Finish strong. Everybody is still alive. Everybody is still live. We are still racing. Marshals, watch your area. Marshals, watch your area. Elliot Castillo, watch your corner. Danny Detloff, you are done. Lucas Lenhart, you are done. Brian Letarte, you're done. Jamie Tenny's done. Michelle Letarte, you're done. Leonard Dake, waiting on Leonard Dake, waiting on Leonard Dake. And that's it, all in, all done. Danny D going to take that one. 17 and a 5.02 new TQ run. Tenny, 17 and a 5.05. 5.13 for Dake. 5.17 for Garay. Letarte, 16. Michelle Letarte, 16. Lucas Lenhart with a 15. Thomas, Steven, Jonathan, Yeager, Skylar, Dan Nickel, Bill Collins, and Mark Dakent. All right, guys, race number 5, final race of the round. We'll take a very short break so I could do a resort after. Good footwork there from Leonard. You're dancing out there. Nice and easy, guys. Settle in, work together out there. Yeager going to take lap 1. Watching the sweeper. Clear now. We're going to let these guys get a couple laps in the books here. All right, about 1:05 into this one, we got Yeager out front. 17 and a 5:07 the early pace. Vandervelde in that 2 spot, 17 and a 5:16 for him. 16 lap runs for Skylar, Jonathan, William Collins, Stephen Key, and Dan Nickel on a 15. Mark Dakin on a 13 with 3:35 to go. Our leader, that's Brian Yeager, comes across the line with a 17.6 last time by. Yeager in that white, blue, and purple working down the line. Watching a sweeper go low, low, low. Clear now. Yeager last time by 17.9, 17 and a 5:05 the pace for Yeager. Vandervelde hanging on to that 2 spot, watching in front of the driver's stand, right in the middle. Still there, go wide. Huh. 2 down, 3 to go. Leader is that white, blue, and purple coming up on William Collins if and when. .240 to go in this one. It's Yeager, Vandervelde, and Bailey. Top 3 guys on 17 lap runs. Skylar Mandela in that 4 spot on a 16. 16 for Collins, 15 for Key, 14 for Dakin and Nickel. Watching a carousel. Clear now. Battle for that number 2 spot between Vandervelde and Bailey. Separation there, 1.1. Little break to Skylar Mandela in the 4. Collins in the 5. Key in the 6. Mark Dakin in the 7. Dan Nickel in the 8. 2:05 to go. Mandela throwing down 17.9 last time by. His best lap of the race on lap number 8. Hot lap of the race, though, going to go to Brian Yeager. 17.4 for him. 1:50 to go. Yeager got about a 4.5 second lead now, coming across the line with an 18.2. Yeager working up the hill in front of the driver's stand. Vandervelde in that 2 spot. Vandervelde working across the line here. 18 flat last time by for him. He's got about 5 seconds to make up the catch to Brian Yeager here. 3:30 down, 1:30 to go. Jonathan Bailey in that 3 spot. 17.888 last time by for Jonathan Bailey. Mandela, another fast lap, the previous 17.8. William Collins throwing down an 18.7, his best lap. Vandervelde turning up the heat a little bit, 17.9 last time by. 1:10 to go in this one. Yeager, Vandervelde, and Bailey, that's top 3, all on a 17-lap pace. Now Skylar Mandela up to a 17-lap run. 17.6 last time by for young Skylar. 55 seconds to go in this one. Leader working in front of the stand, double and single over to kids' table. Vandervelde still in that 2 spot. Put him on the straightaway. Clear. Jonathan Bailey in the 3. Mandela, Collins, Key, and Dakin and Nickel. 35 seconds to go. Leader working through that chicane. Second spot working down the straightaway. Second spot, right? Excellent driving there. All these guys grouping up in front of the stand, work together. Patience is a factor here. 10 seconds to go. Work together to the end. Just keep it clean to the end here. Keep going. Work together. Keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean. Watch it after the triple. Watch it after the triple. Clear now. Everybody's still alive. Keep going. Thomas Vandervelden, you are done. Skylar Mandela, done. Brian Yeager, done. Please pull offline. Bill Collins is done. Stephen Key, Dan Nickel, you guys are done. Just waiting on Mark Dakin. Just waiting on one more. That all white. And that's it, all in, all done. Brian Yeager going to take that one. 17 and a 5.04. 17 and a 5.10 for Vandervelde and 5.13 for Bailey. 16 and a 5.01 for Skylar. 15 for Collins. 15 for Dakin. 15 for Key. Dan Nickel, 14 and a 5.05. Good run there for his first race. Ian, Dan Nickel, Neil Becker, Nolan Homuth, Elliot Castillo, Jonathan Bailey, Dan Landrum, Dan Jones. Watching a straight. Go, go, go. Watching a straightaway, go low on a straight, go low on a straight. Nice and easy, settle in about 45 seconds into this one. Jones out front, Bailey, Landrum, Nickel, Homuth, Lenhart, Nolan Homuth, Neil Becker, and Elliot Castillo. 4:05 to go in this one. Dan Jones out front. We call him Sit Down Jones. He's a married man now. We call him Kneel Down Jones, I guess. Jones in that white and orange working through the chicane. Jonathan Bailey in that 2 spot. Bailey coming across the line here. Landrum in the 3. Nickel, Becker, Homuth, Lenhart, Dan Homuth, and Elliot Castillo. 3:40 to go in this one. Jones, your leader, in that white and orange, coming up on Neil Becker. Watching the chicane. Leader is that white and orange, yellow wheels. Coming down the straightaway now with 3:25 to go. Jones across the line, 18.8, 17 and a 5:16 to pace. Jonathan Bailey in that 2 spot, 16 and a 5:02 for him. 5:13 for Landrum. Watching the straightaway go low. Dan Nickel in the 4 spot, 15 lap run for him. 14s for Becker, Lenhart, Homuth, Castillo, and Nolan Homuth on a 13 lap run with 3:05 to go. Watching in the sweeper, watching in front of the stand. Clear in both areas. 2 down, 3 to go. Jonathan Bailey taking over the top spot now. Rough lap for Jones, going to drop him down to the 2 spot. Jones fighting his way through the traffic into the chicane now. Jonathan Bailey working across the sweeper right now. Both these guys on 16 and a 5:11 pace with 1/10 of separation up front. Dan Landrum in a 3 spot, about 2 seconds off that lead battle with 2:35 to go in this one. Lenhart in the 4, Nickel, Becker, Homuth, and Castillo. That's Dan and Nolan Homuth. Watch it after the triple. A couple of these guys getting caught up. Clear now. Work together. Jones crossed the line, 17-7 last time by. Stretches that lead out to 7/10 over Jonathan Bailey in a 2 spot. All these guys grouping up, coming on the straightaway. Keep it clean, work together. 2:10 to go in this one. Jones last time 17-7, going to back it up with a 19-2. Separation now just 2/10 of a second between him and Jonathan Bailey. 16 and a 5:07 for Jones, 08 for Bailey. Landrum still in that 3 spot, 16 lap run for him as well. 14 for Lenhart, 14 for Becker, 14 for Nickel. Homuth and Homuth both on 13. Those two separated by 6/10. Father v. son. Elliott in that number 9 position on a 12 lap run with 1:40 to go. Detloff doing some acrobatics out there. Woos from the crowd. Well received. 3:30 down, 1:30 to go. Watching a triple. Clear now. Bailey across the line, 17-9, takes over that top spot. 2/10 to the good of Dan Jones. 1:20 to go. Jonathan working up the hill. On the back of Nolan Homuth, leader on the back of Nolan. Good driving there. These guys working together. 4 down, 1 to go. 4 down, 1 to go. Bailey across the line with an 18-9. He's got about 1/10 on Dan Jones. Jones coming across 18-1. Takes over the top spot now. 16 and a 5:03 for him. 04 for Jonathan. Landrum still in that 3 spot. 16 and a 5:15 for him. 15 for Lenhart. Nickel on 14. Neil Becker on a 13. Homuth on 13. Nolan Homuth on 13. Now it's Nolan, Neil, Dan. 6, 7, and 8 right there. Those guys all battling it out for that number 6 spot. Nolan, 13 and a 5:01.4. Becker, 0.5. Homuth, 13 and a 5:02. 20 seconds to go. Go high in the straight. Clear now. Watch coming up the hill. Oh, man, Jonathan Bailey catching a bit of bad luck there. That was our second place car. Jonathan in that black, yellow, blue Brian Kinwald, replica ride, working on the back of Dan Homuth down the line. Second place on Dan Homuth. Everybody is still alive. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Dan Nickel is done. Elliot Castillo is done. Nolan Homuth done. Ian Lenhart done. Dan Jones, you're done. Jonathan Bailey is done. Waiting on a few more. There's Becker. There's Dan Homuth. Just waiting on Dan Landrum. And that's it. All in, all done. Dan Jones going to take that one. 16 and a 5:02. 09 for Jonathan Bailey. 16 and a 5:15 for Dan Landrum. 15 for Ian. 14 for Dan Nickel and Neil Becker. 13 for Homuth and Homuth. 11 for Elliot Castillo. Bill Collins, Chris Sherwin, Bill Miller, Lucas Lenhart, Mike Chesney, Mark Dakin, Stephen Key, and Blake Landrum. Race number 2 on the track right now. 21.5 spec buggy. Sweet Heat Series, round number 1, 41 cars tonight. Excellent turnout on a toasty May evening. These 21.5s roaring around, circulating for their first couple laps. 1 minute in, 4 minutes to go in this one. Bill Miller out front. Dakin, Chesney, Collins, Key. That's top 5. Landrum in the 6, Lenhart and Sherwin. 3:50 to go. Bill Miller on the point. 18.6 last time by. 16 lap pace. 5:06 to be specific. Chesney in that 2 spot, 16 and a 5:13 for him, 5:14 for Collins, 5:16 for Landrum, 5:17 for Dakin, and 5:19 for Key. So separation about 6-ish seconds, maybe less, between car number 2 and car number 6 right now. 3:15 to go in this one. William out front, orange, green, yellow wheels, working in that kid's table. Chesney in a 2 spot. He's in that white, orange. Bill Collins in the 3s in that copper colored car. Dakin in the 4. Stephen Key, Landrum, Lenhart, and Sherwin. 2:55 to go, watching the chicane. Excellent marshalling there from Homuth. That was Lenhart on his lid there. Lenhart currently in that number 7 position. He'd be in the number 1 position if Benjamin Kastenmeyer was here, just cheering him on. Shout out to Benjamin for leaving us hanging. 2:35 to go in this one. William Miller still in control, watching after triple clear now. Leader will be coming up on Blake Landrum if and when. Mike Chesney still in that number 2 spot. Chesney working his way through the chicane in that white, yellow, and orange. Watching after the kids' table. Collins in the 3. Dakin in the 4. Key, Landrum, Sherwin, and Lenhart. Oh, man, our leader on his lid. William Miller only had about 2.5 seconds margin over Mike Chesney. Watching us straightaway. Keep it tight. Clear now. So Miller dropping from the 1 all the way down to the 3. Third place on Blake Landrum. Mike Chesney taking over that top spot now. 16 and a 5:10.3. Bill Miller 0.8. Bill Collins 16 and a 5:11.3. Dakin 0.6. Stephen Key 15 and a 5:02.07 for Blake Landrum. 15 and a 5:11 for Sherwin. 5:14 for Lenhart. 1:35 to go. Keep it low in the sweeper. Low on the driver's stand triple. Both are clear now. 3:30 now. 1:30 to go. William Miller back to the front. He's got about 0.7 of a second on Mike Chesney in that 2 spot. Who's got 0.2 on Dakin? Top 3 cars got about only 1.4 seconds on that number 4 car, while Bill Collins. Then we got Key, Landrum, Sherwin, and Lenhart. Keep it low in the sweeper. It's clear now. 1:05 to go. Leader working onto the straight. Flow yellow, orange, yellow wheels. Cross the line with an 18.9, 16 and a 5:08 the pace. Williams stretching it out. 1.7 seconds over Mike Chesney now in that 2 spot. Leader will be on Key. Leader will be on Key next. 45 seconds to go. Watching on straight. We go low on the straight. Go low on the straight. Still there. Still there. Go low, 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 low. Chesney. It's clear now. 4:30 in. 30 seconds to go. Miller still out front. 2.2 the gap now on Chesney. Watching in front of the driver's stand. Watch going into the triple. Clear now. Collins still hanging on to that 3 spot. Top 3 guys on 16 lap runs. Dakin in the 4 on 15 and a flat. 15:02 for Sherwin. 05 for Key. 15 and a 5:15 for Blake Landrum. 5:16 for Lenhart. Time about to expire here. Keep going, keep going. Everybody's still live. Bill Collins, you are the first one done. That's Bill Collins. Everybody else still racing. Thank you, Bill Collins. Chris Sherwin, you are now done. Bill Miller, you're done. Stephen Key is done. Lucas Lenhart, done. Just waiting on a couple more here. Waiting on Landrum and Dakin. One more. Here comes Mark. And that's it. All in, all done. Marshals on your blowers, please. Bill Miller going to take that one. 16 and a 5:08. 5:13 for Chesney. 15 and a flat for Collins. 15 and a 5:04 for Key. 06 for Sherwin. 15 and a 5:12 for Lenhart. 5:14 for Landrum. 14 and a 5:22 for Mark Dakin. Brian, Ryan Thierfelder, Adam Chidara, Justin Broughton, Jordan Van den Plas, Larry Wright the fourth, Michelle Letarte, and Andrew Schultz. Race number 3, off and rolling here. We are still trying to get to that Danny D 17 and a 502 TQ. A couple of these guys in this race definitely have the sauce to do it. 17.8 out of the gate for Larry Wright, 17.9 for Ryan Thierfelder. Letarte opening up with an 18.5, 18.4 for Schultz, Van den Plas 18.9. Michelle 18.9, 18.7 for Broughton, 18.9 for Chidara. Larry going to back his first lap up with a 17.7. Watch it after the carousel corner. 3:55 to go in this one. Early pace from Larry Wright, 17 and a 5.03. Another 17.8 across the line there for L-Dub. Thierfelder in that 2 spot, 17 and a 5.07 for him. 5.12 for Letarte, 5.14 for Andrew Schultz. 16s for Chidara, Broughton, and Van den Plas. 15 for Michelle Letarte. 1:30 and 3:30 to go in this one. Larry, your leader, white, red, and black. Coming up on the back of Broughton, if and when. 17.5 last time by across the line for Wright. Creeping into TQ territory now. 17 and a 5.02 the pace. 0.4 Danny Detloff's TQ. 17 and a 5.02.2. So Larry Wright right there, but just a little bit off. 3:05 to go in this one. Separation up front, 2 seconds between Wright and Thierfelder. Larry down to 17 and a 5.01 now. Wright coming up on a bit of traffic here. Got to be patient. Excellent driving there. He's got about 2.9 seconds on Ryan Thierfelder in that 2 spot. Now it's down to 2.6. Thierfelder throwing down his best lap last time by. It's a 17.9. Larry Wright across the line last time, 17.3. Going to back it up with a 17.6. 2:35 to go. Leader on a TQ pace right now, 17 and a 5.01. The margin is slim. No room for error here in 21.5 spec buggy. Andrew Schultz in that 3 spot. Chidara in the 4. Those two separated by 1.1. Van den Plas in the 5. He's only 4/10 off of Chidara. Broughton only another 4/10 back from them. And Letarte another 1.5 back. Little break to Michelle Letarte with 2:05 to go. Andrew Schultz doing his best lap on lap number 8. It's a 17.9. Back to the front, Larry Wright in that red, white, and black. 17 and a 5.01 the pace. He's separated about 3.5 seconds now to Ryan Thierfelder in the 2 spot. 17 and a 5.08 for Thierfelder. 5.13 for Schultz, 5.17 for Chidara. 1:40 to go in this one. These guys shuffling around in the bottom of the order. Now it's Broughton in the 4 spot. Letarte in the 5. Van den Plas 6. Chidara down to the 7. Michelle Letarte in the 8. Watch it after the kids' table. Believe that's Schultz. It was. That was our number 3 driver on his lid now. That's going to shake the order up around a little bit here. Schultz gives the leader a little bit of room. Last time by for Wright, 17.3. Backs it up 17.3. We're on 17 and a 5 flat the pace now. Schultz dropping from the 3 to the 4. Going to promote Broughton up to the 3 spot. 4 down, 1 to go. Wright, Thierfelder, Broughton. Schultz, Letarte, Van den Plas, Chidara, and Michelle Letarte. Right now, the battle for the number 3 spot. It's Broughton, 16 and a 5 flat. 0-1 for Schultz, 0-2 for Letarte, 0-3 for Van den Plas, 0-4 for Chidara with 40 seconds to go. One false move from the 3 position of Andrew Schultz can lose him several spots here. 30 seconds to go. All these guys incredibly close. Brian Letarte thrown down an 18-1 when it counts. His fast lap on lap 14. It's down to 1/10 now between Schultz and Letarte for that number 3 spot. Now it's Broughton up in the mix here. These guys shuffling around with 10 seconds to go. Wright and Thierfelder remaining up front. Broughton in the 3. Letarte, Schultz, Van den Plas, Chidara, Letarte. Watch going up the hill. It's clear now. I believe that was Broughton. A little bobble there. Justin Broughton doing his hot lap last time by. Going to back it up with a little bit of a slower one. Going to shift the order around. Brian Letarte, you are done. You are the only one done. Adam Chadara, you're done. Justin Broughton, done. Everybody else still going. Larry Wright, done. Van Applaus, done. Waiting on Schultz and Michelle. Waiting on one more. One more still racing. Working on the straightaway. And that's it, all in, all done. Marshals on your blowers, please. Larry Wright going to reset the TQ right now. 17 and a 5 flat. Thierfelder, 17 and a 5.10 for him. 16:01.2 for Letarte. 0.5 for Schultz. 16 and a 5.02 for Broughton. 0.1. 0.9 for Chadara. Jordan Vanderplas, 16 and a 5.03. 16 and a 5.12 for Michelle Letarte. Dalton, Leonard, Nick Peters, Jose, Jake Ward, Gavin Miller, Nicholas Loesch, and Skylar Mandela. Race number 4 on the track right now. We call it the B sort. All 8 of these drivers on the outside looking in, trying to eke their way up the order into that top 8 A main club here tonight. 21.5 Sweet Heat, round number 1 at Trackside Hobbies. Couple laps in the books. Castillo, Peters, Loesch, Garay, Miller, Ward, Dake, Mandela. Dalton, opening lap, 18.0. Going to back it up 17.7, 17.6. So Castillo on 17 and a 5.02 early on. 0.3 for Peters. Castillo, a little bit of a slower lap there. Going to drop into the number 2 spot. Peters taking over the top spot. Top 2 guys both on 17 and a 5.04. 0.5 for Ward. 0.7 for Garay and Loesch. 0.8 for Leonard Dake. So top 6 cars right now separated by less than 2 seconds. Gavin Miller in that 7 spot. Mandela in the 8. Leader is Nick Peters. Peters in that all white wheels on the back of Leonard Dake working over the kids' table. Castillo in that 2 spot. Castillo in the pink and white. Jose Garay in that all black. Then we got Loesch in the Christmas car. Leonard in that dirty white. Ward in the red and white. Miller in that pink and white. And Mandela in that nice fluorescent greenish yellow. 2:10 in, 2:50 to go. Peters resetting his own hot lap last time by 17.5. Hot lap of the race, though, going to go to Jake Ward, 17.3. Peters currently on 17 and a 5.04 the pace with 2:40 to go in this one. Castillo in a 2 spot, about 1.2 behind him. Garay up to that 3 spot now, 1/10 off of Castillo. Now all these guys shuffling around. Castillo with a little bit of a slower lap there. Going to drop him from the 2 to the 4. Dake up to the 2. Jose Garay was in the 3, plummeting down to the 6. The order shuffling a bunch here. Now it's Peters, Dake, Castillo, Loesch, Ward, Miller, Garay, and Mandela. 18-1 across the line for our leader. 17 and a 5:04 to pace. Working the traffic. Work together in the kids' table there. Mandela, you are currently in the 8th spot. You got the leader directly in front of you. Castillo crossed the line, 17-8. He's hanging out in that 2 spot, about 1.1 seconds off of Nick Peters right now. 1:50 to go. Leonard Dake in the 3 spot, about a half a second off Dalton Castillo. These guys getting caught up. Peters and Dake getting caught up right now. That should move Castillo to the front. We're going to check it when they come across the line. 1:30 to go in this one. And it does. Dalton Castillo to the top spot now. 17 and a 5:06. 08 for none other than Jake Ward up to the 2 spot now. These guys dinking around up front. Jake Ward promoted. 1:15 to go. We got 1.8 the gap up front, Castillo and Ward. And here comes Nick Loesch. Loesch only a half second off that lead battle. Gavin Miller up to the 4 spot now, another half second back. Peters down to the 5, Dake in the 6. Garay and Mandela, less than a minute to go here, work together. Castillo out front. Oh, Dalton getting spun around there all by his lonesome, I think. I didn't see it. 45 seconds to go. That should hand the lead spot to Ward, and it does. Castillo down to the 2. Loesch still hanging on to that 3 spot. It's 7/10 up front between the top 3 cars. 8/10 if you count the top 4. These guys all dinking around. Ward, rough lap there. Going to drop from the 1 to the 2. Castillo back to the front. 17 and a 5:08 for Dalton, 09 for Ward, 17 and a 5:10 for Loesch, 5:12 for Dake, 5:13 for Peters and Miller, 5:18 for Garay. Mandela on a 16, 10 seconds to go. Peters throws down hot lap last time by 17-3. Promptly rolls it over. Leonard Dake throwing down a 17-8. Work together going to that chicane. Work together. A lot of patience goes a long way. Patience goes a long way. That was not any patience whatsoever. Dalton Castillo, you're done. Jose Garay, you are done. Leonard Dake, you're done. Mandela, done. Ward, done. Peters, done. Waiting on Loesch. Waiting on Loesch. And that's it, all in, all done. Marshals on your blowers. Dalton Castillo going to take that one. 17 and a 5:08.1. Jake Ward, 0.6. 17 and a 5:11 for Dake. 5:12 for Loesch. 5:13 for Miller. 5:14 for Peters. 16 and a 5 flat for Mandela. 0.2 for Jose Garay. What? Danny D. Jaeger. Tennies. Pfeiffer. Filter. O'Brien. Vandervelden. And Anstead. This is race number 5 on the track right now. These are the top 8 drivers after round number 1 here. Danny D going to lead them out, opening up with a, 17-2 out of the gate for Detloff. Going to back it up with a 19 suck. Jaeger opens up at a 17-7, going to back that up 17-4. Brian Jaeger to the front, 18 lap pace, watching in front of the driver's stand. Tenny's in that 2 spot, 17-01 for him. Jaeger with a rough lap, going to drop him from the 1 to the 3. That's going to put Jamie Tenny's to the point here. 17-5 flat. 03 for O'Brien, 03 for Jaeger, 05 for Filter, 05 for Detloff. Anstead 17-5, 06. 16 for the rest of the field. That's O'Brien, Pfeiffer, and Vandervelden. 3:40 to go. Tenny's across the line, 17-6. He's on 17-5 flat, 0.33. Current TQ, 0.36. Jaeger doing his best lap last time by 17-4. He's about 3/10 off of Tenny's in that lead spot. Detloff in the 3. Anstead, Filter, O'Brien, Pfeiffer, and Vandervelden. Top 3 cars separated by about 1 second right now. Tenny's doing another fast lap last time by 17-2. Puts them up to an 18-lap run. 150 and 3:10 to go in this one. Leader working across the line. It's a 17-3. He's in that yellow, black and white. Watch it after the kids' table. It's clear now. JT, watch coming out of the chicane. Exiting chicane. Chicane exit. Clear now. Good marshal in there from Ward. Good patience there from O'Brien. 2:50 to go in this one. Leader working down the line. 18-7 that time by for 10. He's going to drop him down to a 17-5:01, and within 5/100ths of Brian Jaeger in that 2 spot. Detloff 6/10 off of that. Little break to Todd Filter. Little break. It's 1.2. Filter in that 4 spot. 3/10 off of him is Anstead. Then we got Pfeiffer, Vandervelden, and O'Brien. 2:25 to go. Watching in front of the stand. Detloff gets it wrong. That was P3. Going to let the leader go by. Attach his tow rope and try and get some time back here. 2:15 to go in this one. Jaeger taking over the top spot now. He's got about a half a second on JT in the 2. Filter up to the 3. Filter throwing down 17-5, backing it up 17-8. Anstead up to the 4, watching in front of the stand. Clear now. Detloff down to the 5. Pfeiffer, Vandervelden, and O'Brien. 150 to go in this one. Jaeger creeping into TQ territory now. 17-5 flat, 0.7. Wright's got the TQ of a 0.3 with 140 to go. Tenny's still hanging on to that 2 spot, about 6/10 off of Jaeger. Watch it after the kids' table. Clear now. Filter in that 3 spot, about 2.8 off the lead battle. Anstead in the 4. Detloff, Pfeiffer, Vandervelden, and O'Brien. Pfeiffer and Vandervelden having a little battle back there for the number 6 spot. 6/100ths the separation there. 120 to go. Leader is that white, purple, and blue working into the chicane right now. Tenny's getting a little crossed up after the kids' table. Yields the spot to Detloff. Detloff currently residing in that number 4 position. Back and forth every time they cross the line. Jaeger and Tenny's, 55 seconds to go. Jaeger remaining on top this lap here. 17-5 flat for him. 01 for Tenny's. Half a second up front. They've got about 2.5 seconds on Filter in that 3 spot. Filter currently on 17-5:04. Anstead 07. Vandervelden 08. Pfeiffer 08. 16 lap runs for O'Brien and Detloff. Watch coming on the straightaway. Clear now. 4:30 down, 30 to go in this one. Leader coming across the line with a 17-7. That's Jaeger, the leader right now. He's got 9/10 on Tenny's with 20 seconds left to go. Nobody is in TQ territory right now. Watch after carousel. Carousel. Brian Yeager throws down his best lap on lap 16 just when it counts. We're creeping into TQ land. We still got 300s to go. Keep going like you're going to get some more because you definitely are. Brian Yeager caught at the line. Tenny's done. Scratch that. Danny Detloff done. Filter done. Pfeiffer done. Waiting on Anstead. Waiting on Vandervelden. Waiting on O'Brien. There's O'Brien. There's Anstead. Waiting on Tricky. What's going on here? What happened there? Where was my marshal? Who was marshaling that spot? Gavin. Come on, bro. Thomas wasn't done. You had the blower in your hand already. Now you owe him an apology. Brian Yeager going to take that one. 17 and a 5, 01. 03 for Tennies. 04 for Filter. 17 and a 5, 08 for Anstead. 0.6. Pfeiffer, 0.8. Vandervelden, 17 and a 5, 22. 16 and a 5, 06 for Detloff. 16 and a 5, 10 for Tyler O'Brien. All right, guys, I'm going to get the main. Nice and easy, guys. No need to force anything on the first lap here. That was a little forced, I would say. Watched after triple. Self-induced there. Dance, Brian, dance. Jaeger two-stepping out there. A little jig. All right, we are off and rolling with race number 1 here. The 21.5 Spec Buggy E main. Lucas Lenhart, Mark Dakin. These two going 1 and 2, leading us out. Third spot looking like Dan Nickel. Nickel in that white, green, and black. Then we got Home Youth. Yep, no reverse, guys. Let the marshals grab you. Lenhart and Dakin across the line. Already coming up on a bit of traffic here. Patience is a factor. Excellent marshal in there from Brian Jaeger. Quick hands Jaeger. Dan Nickel still in that 3 spot. Home Youth in the 4. Third spot on you, Elliott. Third spot on you, Elliott Castillo. 4th spot and 5th to follow. Blake Landrum in the 5. Nolan Home Youth in the 6. Becker, Ian, and Elliott Castillo with 3:50 to go. Watch coming onto a straightaway. Clear now. Leader working down across the line. That's Lucas Lenhart in that white. With a little bit of rainbow, the Macintosh mobile. Lucas working the traffic here, just dodging and weaving. Mark Dakin in that 2 spot. Dakin on his lid just for a moment. Blake Landrum in the 3. Landrum out on the wrong side of the pipe there. No marshal needed. That's a battle for the number 3 spot. That all black of Blake Landrum and Dan Nickel in the green, white, and black. Then we got Dan Homuth, Neil Becker, Nolan Homuth, Ian Lenhart, and Elliott Castillo with 3:10 to go. Lenhart working across the line, 19.5 that time by. Dakin still in that 2 spot. Blake Landrum in the 3 on his lid. Now it's Dan Nickel up to the 3 spot. Nickel trying to reel in Mark Dakin here. Dakin in that all white on the back of the all gray. 2nd spot on the all gray. Excellent right here. Lots of room. It's all right, long race. We got a 3-way battle working down the straightaway here. Dakin, Nickel, Landrum in the mix there. Halfway down, halfway to go. These guys all shuffling around. Too many one-color cars. We're going to have to check the line when they come across. It's definitely Lenhart out front. Landrum up to the 2 spot now. Nickel in the 3. Mark Dakin in the 4. Nickel and Dakin get together in that carousel corner. 3 down, 2 to go. Second place car working around that second off camber right now. Onto a straightaway, all black with the white wheels. Third place car, that white, green, and black down the line. 4th and 5th working down the line. Now it's Homuth and Dakin. Then we got Becker, Lenhart, Nolan, and Elliott Castillo. 1:35 to go. Lucas Lenhart in control of this one. Blake Landrum makes his way up to the number 2 spot. Landrum working around the carousel corner in front of the driver's stand. Dan in the 3. Dakin, Lenhart, Becker, Homuth, and Castillo with 1:15 to go. Lenhart just got to keep it clean. Keep all 4 corners on that car. No need to push it for any position here. Just got to play it patient. 4 down, 1 to go. 4 down, 1 to go. Watching straight. Clear now. Lenhart, Landrum, Nickel. That's top 3. Dakin, Ian Lenhart, Becker, Homuth, and Castillo. 45 seconds to go. Watching a straightaway. Clear now. Lucas working with a little bit of traffic here. No need to push it. Just got to stay right behind him. Lenhart just getting in where he fits in. Watch on a straightaway. Go low on a straight. Go low on a straight. Clear now. 15 seconds to go in this one. Lenhart, Landrum, Nickel, Dakin, Ian Lenhart, Becker, Homuth, and Castillo. Once you cross the line, you will be done. Looking like Lenhart and Landrum going to bump up in this one. Just waiting on a few more. And that's it. All in, all done. Lucas Lenhart, Blake Landrum. You guys are bumping up into the next race. Then we had Dan Nickel, Ian, Neil, Mark, Dan Homuth, Castillo, and Nolan Homuth. Let's get that track blown off. I will start the... Nice and easy on the first lap here, guys. No need to force anything. Keep her going in the back. Watching a triple section. Put them on this side, Elliot. This side. Thank you. Neil Becker dancing around over there. Yeehaw. All right, out front in this one looking like William Miller. I believe that's Jonathan Bailey in the 2. Jonathan Bailey throwing everybody for a loop here, changing up the paint scheme. No Brian Kinwald paint for Jonathan Bailey. He's coming out swinging. Hustle, Elliott. William Miller going to tap out on that triple section, going to lose 2 positions. A lot of racing left to go in this one. 4:05 left, watching that triple. One more. You were there, Ward. Good job. So now it's Jonathan Bailey to the front. Michelle Letarte in that number 2 spot. William Miller dropping down to the 3. Collins in the 4, triple section, watching a triple. Go, Elliott, you got it. Good job. Nice job, Elliott. Miller going to lose a couple more spots now. Collins in the 4, Key in the 5, Landrum, Lenhart, Blake Landrum, Chesney, and Sherwin. 125 and 3:35 to go in this one. Watching that carousel corner. Leader working across the line. Second place coming down the line here. They've amassed a little bit of a gap over that number 3rd car of William Collins. Collins got a mirror full of Dan Landrum, and here comes Stephen Key. Landrum getting by Collins. Looked away for just a moment. So Dan Landrum taking over the number 3 spot now. Landrum in that flow yellow. Collins back to the inside. Landrum trying to get him back. Taps the rear wheels of Collins. 2:05 and 2:55 to go. A lot of racing left in this one. Bailey, Letarte, Stephen Key up to the 3 spot now. Key in that yellow and orange. Landrum in the yellow and black. Keep it clean. Halfway down, halfway to go in this one. Landrum up to the 3. Key in the 4. Miller was in the 5. Going to lose a couple spots now. 2:20 to go. We're going to let these guys cycle across the line here and reset. So 2:05 left to go in this one. 21.5 Spec Buggy D main. Jonathan Bailey, Michelle Letarte leading us out. Watching in front of the driver's stand. Oh, man. Ward down. You all right, Jake? You need to stand in? You could buy car parts on the wall. You can't buy knees and ACLs on the wall. 1:40 to go. Bailey and Letarte looking to bump up. Dan Landrum in that 3 spot. Now it's Lucas Lenhart up to the 3. Lucas in that white Macintosh mobile working in front of the stand. Stephen Key up to the 4. Landrum down to the 5. Miller, Sherwin, Collins, Blake Landrum, and Mike Chesney with 1:20 to go. $110 left to go in this one. Leader is Jonathan Bailey working over that kid's table, watching a chicane. Watch it coming out of chicane. That was our leader on his lid, but he has a generous margin here. 50 seconds to go. Watch it coming on the straight. It's clear now. Watch it in front of the stand. Clear as well. 45 seconds to go. Watch it going into the chicane. Watching a triple. Watch it everywhere. 40 seconds to go. Bailey and Letarte looking to bump up. Lenhart in that 3 spot. About 9 seconds off the lead battle. Lenhart and Stephen Key having a little battle for that number 3 position. Working in front of the stand. Lenhart in the white. Stephen Key in the yellow and orange. Chris Sherwin trying to get in the mix here. So Sherwin got a battle in front of him. So that is 3, 4, and 5 working down the straightaway. Lenhart, Key, and Sherwin. Sherwin a little kiss off the curbing there. Going to lose some ground. Trying to make it back up here. 5 seconds to go. It's going to be a race to the line for the number 3 spot. Sherwin on his lid. Sherwin going to lose that spot to Landrum now. Once you cross the line, you will be done. Waiting on a few more. Waiting on Collins and Blake Landrum. Waiting on one more. And that's it. All in, all done. Marshals on your blowers. Jonathan Bailey and Michelle Letarte going to bump up in that one. Lenhart coming home 3rd. Key, Landrum, Sherwin, Collins, Blake Landrum, Mike Chesney, and William Miller. Hold the cars, guys. Hold the cars while the blowers are going. You guys will be bumping up into the next race. Once these Easy, easy, easy. No need to pass on the first lap. Good patience there. Patience back there, Jones. Keep her going. It's a good start. Patience in the back. Thank you, Jones. It's all right. You had to take it. You had to take it. Watch it, a sweeper. Low, low, low in the sweeper. Go low in the sweeper. Watching a carousel. Clear now. Triple, triple. Put him on this side, Collins. Help a brother out. Watching a chicane. Clear now. All right, we reset here. It's Andrew Schultz out front. Sit down, Jones, Broughton, Letarte, Bailey, Mandela. Little break to Letarte, Chidara. I believe that is Jose Garay, Vandenplas. 55 seconds in, 4:05 to go. Lead battle working down the straightaway. 1 and 2 looking to bump up in this one. So Schultz and Jones just got to work it out. Schultz on his lid, going to lose a whole mess of spots. Now it's Jones to the front. Justin Broughton to that 2 spot. Battle for the 3 between Mandela and Letarte. Mandela going to take that number 3 spot from Brian Letarte. Jonathan Bailey going to take out Andrew Schultz. He's going to wait on that one. Go, 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 Andrew. Get around him. 3:35 to go in this one. Jones out front. Battle for the 2. Mandela getting aggressive. He's going to have to keep it patient. There's a long race to go, and that's what you get. 3:20 to go. Mandela getting stuck in the pipe there, trying to put a move on that definitely was not there. So Mandela to the 3, Bailey in the 4, Broughton in the 5, Vandenplas, Letarte, Chidara, Schultz, and Jose Garay with 3:10 to go. Leader coming across the line, 17-6. Jones starting to separate now. Watch the kids' table. Clear. Letarte in that 2 spot. Mandela in the 3. That's a battle for the bump-up position, working through the kids' table. Jonathan Bailey trying to get in the mix there a little bit. Bailey on his lid. Bailey stuck in the pipe. So Justin Broughton going to go by for the number 4 position now. Back to that battle for the number 2 spot. Skylar Mandela to the inside, makes it stick. A clean pass on Brian Letarte. That's what he was waiting for. A beautiful move from Skylar Mandela. So now it's Jones and Mandela in that bump-up spot. Now Brian Letarte has to do a little bit of the chase in here. Trying to reel in young Skylar. Get back on the box here. Bumping up in that position. 2:20 to go. Broughton in the 4, Bailey in the 5, Chidara, Vandenplas, Letarte, Garay, and Schultz. Oh, man, someone tapping it out on the kids' table. That was Chidara. That good-looking purple car right there. 3 down, 2 to go. 3 down, 2 to go. Back to the front. Jones working through the traffic, watching the chicane. Second spot, still Skylar Mandela. Mandela in front of the stand. Third spot, still Letarte. Letarte in front of the stand. Separation between Mandela and Letarte, about 2 seconds right now. And we got Broughton in that silver. In the 4, Bailey, Vandenplas, Chidara, Letarte, Schultz, and Garay. Leader in front of you, Adam Chidara. 1:25 to go in this one. Leader across the line, 17-9. Second place across the line, 17-6. Gap up front, 3.4. Mandela does not need to make the pass, but he wants it. He's trying to reel in Jones here with 1:05 to go. Leader will be on Vandenplas. 4 down, 1 to go. Jones, Mandela, Letarte, that's top 3. Broughton, Bailey, Vandenplas, Chidara, Letarte, Schultz, and Garay. With 45 seconds to go. Second place on Vandenplas. Excellent driving there. 40 seconds to go in this one. Watching that second off camber. Clear now. Watching a straightaway. Go high. Oh, man, go high then low. Clear. Broughton get a little squirrely trying to get back on the power. Jones zigged and zagged. Didn't know what to do there. Jones remaining out front, though. 13 seconds to go. D. Jones just got to keep it clean here. Mandela hanging on to that 2 spot. Doesn't need to push it. Watching a straightaway. Pushed it anyways. Once you cross the line, you will be done. Jones and Mandela on a victory lap here, looking to bump up to race number 4, the Spec Buggy B main. And that's it, all in, all done. Jones and Mandela going to get it done here. Bumping up to the next race. 21.5 Spec Buggy B main. Easy, easy. The last start was good. Let's show me another one here. Patience goes a long way. Patience back there. Patience. Get in there, Jones. Long race. Go, Jones. Watch coming on the straight. Watch coming on the straight. All right. Race number 4 on the track right now. We're off and rolling. We're live. It is a long race. 4:30 left to go in this one. O'Brien getting by Pfeiffer. Those top 2 guys got to work together to bump up to the big show here to the A main. 3rd spot looking like Thierfelder, Vandervelden, Loesch, Miller, Dake. Nick Peterson at all white. Jones and Mandela. 4:10 left to go in this one. O'Brien down the line, separating just a bit now from Pfeiffer. Thierfelder in at 3. Thierfelder got a mirror full of Vandervelden. Little gap to Loesch, Miller, and Dake. Keep it clean back there. Wait for your moment. That was not your moment. 3:45 to go. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. O'Brien out front, working down the line. Pfeiffer in that 2 spot. Thierfelder in the 3. Top 3 unchanged. Vandervelden in the 4. Miller, Dake, Mandela now. Jones, Loesch, and Peters. 3:20 to go. Battle is for that number 3 spot, working through the chicane. Thierfelder, Vandervelden, and Miller. Little gap to Dake and Skylar Mandela. Jones, Loesch, and Peters. 2 down, 3 to go. Vandervelden creeping up on Thierfelder here. Thierfelder in that all pink. Vandervelden with that Power of the painted wing in the white. Vandervelde on the wrong side of the pipe there. Going to lose some spots. Now going to mess with Mandela, Dake, Jones. All these guys creeping up. Dake getting turned around. Loesch, Jones getting caught up. Oh, man, all these guys getting spun around here. Still O'Brien out front. Pfeiffer, Thierfelder, Gavin Miller up to the 4 spot now. Separation to Mandela, Vandervelden, Jones, Dake, Peters, and Loesch. 2:15 to go. Marshall. Mandela on his lid going to lose a whole bunch of spots. Now it's Thomas Vandervelden up to the 5 spot. Jones to the 6. Dake, Loesch, Peters, Mandela all the way down to the 10. 3 down, 2 to go. Battle for that number 3 spot. Working through the sweeper. That pink versus the all yellow. These guys are reeling in O'Brien and Pfeiffer right now. Miller and Thierfelder got to work together for the next 1:45 to go if they want a glimmer of bumping up here. Second place will be on Skylar Mandela if and when. 1:35 to go. Pfeiffer with an 18.3. Thierfelder 18.3. 18.1 from Miller. Vandervelden still in the 5. Jones, Dake, Peters, Loesch, and Mandela. Miller up on that pipe just a little bit. 1:20 to go. Leader through the chicane. Second place through the chicane. Second place will be on Skylar Mandela right here. Thank you. Third and fourth eventually to follow if they get there, Skylar. 1:05 to go. Pfeiffer with an 18 flat. Thierfelder 18 flat. Gavin Miller 17.3. Less than a minute to go here. Thierfelder trying to keep Gavin at bay. Gavin trying to get by Thierfelder. Tries to make a move on the inside there. It's clean. He sticks it. They touch wheels and they race on. 45 seconds to go. Gavin Miller to the 3 spot now. Thierfelder going to tap out at the end of the sweeper. Miller got his sights set on Todd Pfeiffer. The gap is about 3 seconds right now. Pfeiffer got to keep it clean. That all red working onto the straightaway. Miller across the line. 27 seconds to go across the line there. Pfeiffer with a 17.6, stout lap. Miller with a 17.7. 20 seconds to go. Watching the chicane. Our leader gets it wrong. Marshall fumbles it. Todd Pfeiffer to the point now. Gavin Miller creeping up. 14 seconds to go. This should be the final lap here. Gavin Miller got to give it all he's got. Watching the sweeper. Clear. Time about to expire here. O'Brien got to keep it clean. Miller trying to give that 21.5 all the punch it's got. He catches the curbing just a bit. Finish the lap. You are on. Waiting on Jones. And that's it. All in, all done. Pfeiffer and O'Brien, you guys are bumping up to the next race. Marshals on your blowers, please. Coming up next, race number 5, the A main. This is an 8-minute A main. We are going to line up on the blue marks on the track. Odd numbers on the inside, closest to the driver's stand. Even numbers on the outside. So we'll line up 2 by 2 on either side of those numbers. Odds on the inside, evens on the outside. All right, it's a mad dash. Didn't see what happened there, but Jaeger lost a couple feet. It's clean so far, and I like it. Jaeger didn't like that start. Watching the chicane. Keep going, keep going. Good patience there, Castillo. I appreciate that. All right, a relatively clean start here. I'm liking it. 21.5 spec buggy A main. Brian Jaeger does not like it. Top 3 cars separating just a bit. Watch it after that kids table. It's clear. Long race to go. 7:25 to go in this one. 1, 2, and 3 working around the carousel corner. 2023 Sweet Heat champion feeling the pressure of Danny Detloff right now. Lead battle working into that chicane. Right in the white, red and black. Tight up on that curbing. Detloff giving him a bump. Nothing there. They're going to race it out down the straightaway. They've separated just a bit from Brian Jaeger in that 2 spot. Danny D going to tap out in the carousel. Jaeger getting the short end of the stick. All these guys getting messed up here. They're going to shake the order up a generous amount. Jaeger somehow ending up on top in the 2 spot after that kerfuffle. Big break for Larry Wright, the 4th out front, working in front of the stand. Jaeger getting all crossed up. Now he's got to deal with, I believe that is Castillo. Castillo up to the 3 spot. Tenney's in the 4. Anstead, O'Brien, Detloff, Pfeiffer, Filter, and Ward. Lot of racing left to go in this one. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this 21.5 spec buggy A main. Leader working on that tabletop section now. Tenney's to the inside of Castillo. A beautiful move around the kids' table. Tenney's to the number 3 spot. Castillo on the wrong side of the pipe. Going to lose a whole bunch of spots there. So from top to bottom, we got Wright, Jaeger, Tenney's, Anstead, Detloff, Pfeiffer, O'Brien, Castillo, Ward, and Filter with 6 minutes left to go. Battle shaping up for the number 2 spot. A battle old as time here. Jaeger versus Tenney's. Working up to the kids' table now. They got just a little gap on Jeremy Anstead on that number 4 spot. Anstead going to tap out in the chicane. Marshall couldn't get to him. Anstead going to lose a couple spots. Back to that number 2 battle. Jaeger in the white, blue, and purple. Tenney's in the yellow, orange, and black. Tenney's checking up there after the kids' table. Jaeger taps out in the chicane. Tenney's going to go by for the 2. Jaeger down to the 3. O'Brien looking like up to the 4 spot. Pfeiffer, Detloff, Castillo, Ward, Filter, Anstead. 5:10 to go. Larry Wright already coming up on a bit of traffic here. He was your last year's Sweet Heat champion, looking to set the tone in round 1. Wright working in front of the stand. White, red, and black. You know what he looks like. Give him a little bit of room. 2nd spot is Tenney's. Tenney's into the chicane. 3rd spot, Jaeger. Into the chicane now. Then we got O'Brien. O'Brien tapping out in the chicane. Pfeiffer and Detloff going to go by. Marshall got butterfingers. O'Brien almost losing another spot there, but the Marshall blocked the next car with his foot. So now we got a battle for that number 4 spot, I believe. Pfeiffer and Detloff. Those guys working onto the straightaway. Pfeiffer in the all red, Detloff in the blue with the flames. 4:15 to go. That is one of our closest battles on the track for the number 4 position. Through the chicane now. Pfeiffer keeping it tight on the curbing. Detloff looking for a way by. Through the sweeper. 17-2, 17-5. Pfeiffer taps out, lets out a groan of despair on the driver's stand. Detloff moving up a position to the number 4. Now Danny D going to try and reel in. Brian Jaeger here got a little work to do. Pfeiffer got to contest with, I believe that is O'Brien and Ward. Then we got a little break too. Anstead, Castillo, Filter. 4:30 down, 3:30 to go. It's Wright, Tenney's, Jaeger, Detloff, Pfeiffer, O'Brien, Ward, Anstead, Castillo, and Filter. Filter getting by Castillo. Castillo got the 2nd place car on him. Detloff closing the gap on Brian Jaeger right now. Took a 10th off him last time by. Jaeger coming across. 19-7, Detloff 17-3. Watch going into the chicane. Clear now. A much better marshal job there from Leonard. Battle shaping up for the number 3. Jaeger in that blue, white, purple. Detloff in the blue with the flames. Jaeger 17.5, Detloff 17.5, 2:45 to go. Pfeiffer still in that 5. Ward, O'Brien. Ward and O'Brien having a little battle here. Then we got Anstead, Castillo, and Filter. Jaeger a little crossed up after that sweeper corner, 2:25 to go. Watching the chicane, clear. Tennies rolls it over. 3 and 4 are creeping up on him here. 2:15 to go in this one. Tennies got to keep it clean because the Jaeger-Detloff battle is coming into frame here. Three and 4 on you, Filter. Excellent driving there. Thank you. Battle working out of the chicane. Pfeiffer, Ward, O'Brien down the straightaway. Didn't see what happened there. I heard a and I seen Detloff and Filter collected just a bit. 1:45 to go. Straightaway go high. Clear now. 3rd place on you, Dalton. Thank you. 4th place, if and when, Dalton. 4th place behind you. Next car. 6:30 down, 1:30 to go. It's right. Tennies, Jaeger, Detloff, Pfeiffer, Ward, O'Brien, Anstead, Castillo, and Filter. Go high in a sweeper, high in a sweeper. Someone tapping out. I believe that was Castillo. 1:10 to go in this one. Tennies last time by 17.5, Jaeger 17.4, Detloff 17.3. Tennies 17.5, Jaeger 17.7, 17.7 from Detloff, so Tennies takes 2/10 back in his favor. 55 seconds to go. Detloff working a lap this time by. Tidy line through the chicane. Little kiss off the curb in there. Losing a couple tenths. Commentators curse. Detloff going to get it wrong coming on the straightaway. Watch going into the chicane. O'Brien getting caught up. Good marshal in there from Mandela. 35 seconds to go. Larry Wright got a 7.5 second lead right now. Tennies in that 2 spot. Got about 5 seconds on, or about 3 seconds on Jaeger, rather. Jaeger got a good margin on Detloff. Closest battle, probably Pfeiffer, Ward. Larry Wright stuck in between them like a little sandwich. 9 seconds to go. They might get to the line. It's going to be very close. 3, 2, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, Jake Ward caught at the line. Get him anyways, Ward. Oh, man. That's all right. Just let him hustle, Ward. Just wait on 2 more. And that's it. All in, all done. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Wright, the 4th, going to take the win in round 1 of the Sweet Heat Series. Jamie Tennies coming home number 2. Brian Jaeger 3rd. Detloff in the 4. Pfeiffer in the 5. Jake Ward in the 6. Tyler O'Brien 7. Anstead in the 8. Filter in the 9. And Dalton Castillo in the 10. All right, guys, that concludes round 1 of Sweet Heat. I really appreciate you guys all coming out, having a little fun. The next round is going to be on June 21st. So we got a little break before round 2. Remember, there is only 1 drop in this series, so you can either miss one or drop your worst result of the 5. Final points go towards the prizes. Winner of this series will get a 2-wheel drive buggy of their choice. I believe second is a $150 gift card. 3rd place, wheels, tires, glue. I don't remember what 4th and 5th are, but they got to be good. If you guys have a tab, make sure you head to the shop, get that cleaned up. We will have 1 battery pack worth of practice. It is going to be the limited amount of practice, the duration of 1 charged battery.